What's going on, everyone? It's your man Chris here, 100 Agency, and I'm back with another video. Today is going to be Scorpio season. I'm going to be doing a breakdown and show you guys what is in store for this entire season. And as I get in here, I'm just going to break it down first. What is Scorpio? What does Scorpio say as a sign? What does Scorpio mean for you as an individual? And how is the Scorpio season going to affect you? Scorpio as a sign points to power. It points to persuasion. It points to irresistible things, the things that you long for. Scorpio is the ruler of the 8th house. It is also ruled by Pluto. And in ancient astrology, it is also ruled by Mars, right? Scorpio season is going to start officially October 23rd of 2022. That's when Scorpio season is going to start. And I wanted to give everyone here, no matter your sign, a quick breakdown of what to expect coming up this Scorpio season. We are currently 26 degrees Libra. And I wanted to give everyone that breakdown. Now, before I get into that, I need to talk about how you can not only see, but get a better view of what astrology can do for you. Right? When it comes to astrology, most people currently today who use astrology only know it for its psychic quote unquote use. Astrology is not a psychic science. It is a science. There is no guesswork when it comes to astrology. If you do not have your proper birth date, any astrologer cannot read you properly. You need to know these things in advance. Astrology is based on timekeeping. Ancient astrologers would track the motion of the stars and see how when certain planets, certain constellations were in certain periods in the sky, things would correlate to us happening here on Earth. That old adage, as above, so below, still applies. It applies to us here today. That is the basis of astrology. And the reason I say this is because there are a lot of people, as soon as they hear the word astrology or they hear an astrological breakdown that isn't necessarily the most intuitive or most spiritually inclined or immediately connected to spirituality, they do not want to hear it. Because majority of people today are not formally trained in astrology. Most people today only know as far as what they have read online in a book or what they get from putting their birthday into a birth chart. Astrology is timekeeping. You keep time with astrology. And if you understand how time moves, you understand how events will correlate. For example, current modern day astrology, tropical astrology as they will call it, is based off solar tracking, solar measure. Did you know a year, 365.2441666 days on average is equal to 360 degrees? That is what we get from tracking the sun. And on a birth chart, if you're using a tropical system, you will have a circle with all 12 signs and all 12 houses. Each sign has 30 degrees from 0 to 29. Simple math will tell you 30 times 12 is 360. And I just told you that is how long it takes for the sun to take a year. This is why you need your birth date to do astrology. You can't intuit that. How am I able to tell you that Scorpio season will start on October 23rd? Because the sun will be transiting through Scorpio on October 23rd. From our perspective in the sky, the sun will be in Scorpio. But in all reality, us on the planet Earth is traveling towards the sector of the sky, the 30-degree sector of the sky that we call the zodiac sign of Scorpio. More keywords for Scorpio I can give to you. Scorpio is life. Scorpio is all forms of life and death. Birth, dying, living, all forms of life and death is Scorpio. It is also hate, jealousy, resentment. Now let's get interesting. Now let's give you a talk. Now I'm going to give you a talk before we get into this breakdown for all 12 signs for the month of Scorpio. Let's talk about hate, jealousy, and resentment. Most astrologers you will find are about the psychological makeup of astrology. They are into the spirituality of it, and they are mainly focused on the psychological and emotional effects of astrology. Current modern day astrologers, whether you're talking a Vedic astrologer, a tropical astrologer, one who uses the Western tropical system, or one who uses the sidereal system, the Eastern sidereal system. Majority of current day astrologers are only contented with the psychological aspect of astrology. Astrology will, for a fact, tell you your emotional state, your psychological state, but it will also tell you what is physically going to take place in your personal life and in your environment around you. Astrology can tell you what is not only going to happen to you, but your family members, your job situation, your career, your money situation, anything you can imagine. Astrology will give you an indication to what will happen to you or around you. And you could also use it on other things and aspects besides yourself. You want to know what's going to happen in a famous celebrity's life? If you have the proper birth date information for that person, you can see that. You want to see when a job could be currently hiring? You can use that as well. Did you know you could also use astrology for specific tasks as well? There is a certain group of people who only use astrology for the stock market. And this is something I'm currently learning how to do myself. You can use astrology for the stock market. You could use it for horse racing. Other divination tools you may have heard of, gematria, numerology, um, what else could it be? Human design. These are all derivatives of astrology. They're all derivatives that find their basis in astrological methodology. And anyone who uses these systems and who are not referring back to astrological terminology and motion tracking, they're wrong and they're just doing guesswork. Hate and resentment when it comes to Scorpio. People tend to hate. People usually tend to hate, and that will be indicated by the planet of Pluto in your chart. That will be indicated by the planet of Pluto in your chart, where or what you will hate in. Now, Pluto is the slowest moving planet in the zodiac. It is the slowest moving planet. It takes Pluto about 248 years to go completely around the zodiac. That means from where it is right now all the way around each and every sign back to the sign it's currently in. 248 years. You will not see an entire Pluto cycle in your lifetime. You may not see Pluto go through more than 3 to 4 signs in your lifetime. If you somehow make it to 5, you are one of the oldest living humans alive. But let's break down how Pluto could mean hate or jealousy in your chart if you know where your Pluto is. Currently, if you are living, you either have Pluto anywhere from Cancer to where it currently is right now in Capricorn. There may be some people still alive with Pluto in Gemini, but again, those people would be in their hundreds. Those people would be in their hundreds. So if you are older or you have a grandparent and you have Pluto in Cancer, that could mean hate, jealousy, and resentment towards your home life, towards your family, towards parents, some sort of hate and jealousy. Everyone born under that space and period of time, Pluto spends about 21 years or so, anywhere from 19 to 21 years in a sign. So anyone born between that 19 to 21 year range in Cancer would have issues with that. Pluto in Leo. Pluto in Leo would point to hate, jealousy, resentment towards love, towards one's ego, towards one's personality. People in that generation have wounds regarding their heart as well. Heart problems. Leo is the ruling sign of the heart and the spine. So people in that generation, which would be somewhere in their 70s, if not 80s, would have problems with their heart and back problems, which would be a natural cause of death currently for people in that age bracket. If you have Pluto in Virgo, hate or resentment, obsession as well when it comes to work, your job space. I already told you that Pluto means death. Your work will eventually kill you. Virgo is also your health, your habits. Your habits, your way of life will eventually kill you. It will eventually kill you. If you have Pluto in Libra, that is hate, jealousy, resentment towards relationships. Libra is the relationship house. People born in that generation would have faced difficulties in their life, wounds regarding relationships with other people, relationships with partners, relationships with loved ones, any type of relationship status, they would have faced and can suffer from that. If you have Pluto in Scorpio, you have Pluto in your home sign. These are people who are anywhere within their 30s to 40s who would have Pluto in Libra. So this could be some of your parents at this point in time. Wounds, hate, jealousy, resentment, they generally, naturally will have problems with hate, with resentment. Pluto also points to sex, everything having to do with that and the sexual organs. Pluto also points to your partner's property. So as Libra is relationships, Scorpio is the property of your partners in said relationships. So they can be resentment towards things towards that nature. Resentments towards sex. It could be resentment in general they have to one another. hate or jealousy caused by wounds, obsession that led from deaths that happens to their family, jealousy regarding a death. Somebody could have died. Pluto is also inheritance. So someone in the family could have died and left an inheritance to somebody else that could have led to jealousy amongst them and people in that generation. Next is current. Next is Pluto in Sagittarius. This is anyone who is from the ages of late 20s to, I'd say, early teens at this point in time. At this point in time, these people, I am currently in this bracket as well, have hate, resentment, jealousy in terms when it comes to happiness, when it comes to travel, when it comes to foreigners. Sagittarius points to skin, your skin tone, your skin color, racism, hate and jealousy regarding racism, resentment towards education, all forms of education from preschool to higher education is Pluto in Sagittarius. So people born on this front, under this aspect have problems with school. They have problems with racism. 9/11 happened during Pluto in Sagittarius. There was a lot of hate towards foreigners during that period of time. There was a lot of obsession with other countries during that period of time. Current children today, anywhere from mid-teens to about 4 or 5 years old, the current children of today are born with Pluto and Capricorn. They will be facing problems in their life with hate, jealousy, and resentment when it comes towards business, being towards their boss, towards their landlords, towards their parents. They will face hate, jealousy, resentment in their lives regarding to difficulties, delays, hardships in general. This will be the generation that hardships in any sort of capacity will breed some kind of hate from them or resentment because of it. Discipline and having to master your oneself will also bring hate to these people throughout this period of time. Current children being born right now, anywhere from 2 years old to not even born yet, are under Pluto in Aquarius. These children will grow up with hate, resentment, jealousy towards technology, towards science, towards knowledge, towards detachment. The current life that we are living today with all of this technology, current children being born right now, current infants being born right now will grow up in their life and will be facing problems because of technology, hate and resentment towards technology. Technology is moving to a point now where people are focusing on artificial births. Regeneration of cells could cause health problems. People are already obsessed with technology currently. And if they keep pushing technology in the direction that it's going, with Pluto currently about to enter Aquarius, or it will be a group of children born throughout this 21-year span of time coming up soon will be beyond obsessed with technology and face difficulties with technology. But that is how it goes through the signs. These are the signs that anyone currently alive and living will have Pluto in. However, how does it affect you individually as a person? How does it affect you individually as a person? Depending on your zodiac sign. If you are a Aries sun or an Aries rising, these next things I'm about to tell you will affect you. If you are an Aries sun, Aries rising, now I'm getting into the sign placement. Currently, Pluto is in Capricorn. If you are Capricorn is the natural 10th house of Aries, and Pluto is currently in Capricorn. So if you are an Aries sun or an Aries rising, Pluto is in your 10th house. That will point to you currently throughout life right now, and Pluto is the ruler of Scorpio. Throughout this period of time, just recently, in the past couple of years, or just right now at the end of it, having difficulties or being obsessed over your job, your career, being obsessed over or having hate or resentment towards disciplining parents, having hate or obsession over landlords, your bosses at works, people of higher status, or obsession with becoming a person of higher status, a landlord, a boss. This is a time that affects your career. If you are a Taurus sun or Taurus rising, you have Pluto currently transiting your 9th house. You are now, during this period in time, you have gone through or are still currently going through in these past couple of years, obsession with travel, hate or resentment towards school, difficulties with school, obsession with your education, obsession with being happy, resentment towards people because of racism, hate towards foreigners. If you are a Gemini sun or Gemini rising, Pluto is currently in your 8th house. Pluto in your 8th house is going to be an obsession with taking action, an obsession with anger, hate or resentment towards being the only one, being the single person. Aries points to first, only, single, unity. So you may have hate or obsession, jealousy towards being the standout, the only one of your kind right now, doing whatever you want to do. And you are obsessed with taking action, obsessed with being first during this point in time. It could also mean injuries. You have suffered injuries to your head, blood injuries over these past couple of years, brain swelling, anything that has to do with the blood or your head will be that. If you are a Cancer sun or Cancer rising, you have Pluto in your 7th house. This is obsession with relationships and hate and resentment in your relationships. Over these past couple of years, you have been obsessed over getting married, starting a partnership, have been having difficult times falling out with relationships with your current partner. Doesn't mean the marriage ended, but it could have meant that you are holding or have held some sort of resentment towards a partner these past couple of years, and how it's going to affect you. If you are a Leo sun, Leo rising, you have Capricorn in your 6th. and that means you have Pluto currently in your sixth. You all Leos, suns and rising, you currently have hate, resentment, jealousy, or even are obsessed with your job, your work, also your health. You hate the way your health situation has been these past couple of years. You've probably been in some life or death situation regarding your health these past couple of years. You also have might be obsessed with making your image the way you want it to be, working on your craft, your job, your specialty, your specialties, being accurate in what you do. That's how it's affecting you or has been affecting you these past couple of years, if not currently right now still. And the reason I say this is because you could have your sun anywhere from 0 to 29 degrees. Pluto is currently at 26 degrees. So if you have your sun or your rising at the earlier degrees, you went through these difficulties within the first, I'd say, 5 or 10 years that Pluto has been in Capricorn. Pluto has been in Capricorn since 2008. So if you do have your sun in an earlier degree, you face these things going back near 2008. This was around the time of the housing crisis. This was the time the stock market fell. Obama went into office around that period of time. But if you have your sun in the middle degrees, anywhere from 10 to 19, that would have been, I'd probably say, around 2015, around that period of time. Around that period of time. And if you have your sun in the latter degrees, anywhere from 21 to 29, these past couple of years, I'd say from 2018 to 2020, we all know what has been happening since 2020. So your life could have taken a dramatic shift as soon as that worldwide event took place. But let's continue going. Virgo, if you're a Virgo sun or Virgo rising, you have Pluto in your fifth house. This means you have been, these past couple of years, been obsessed in regards to love, your ego. You've been obsessed with expressing yourself, hate or jealousy towards somebody who has the ability to express themselves and you cannot. Capricorn is restriction. Capricorn is limitation, delays. So with Pluto currently being in Capricorn, I could say around the board for every sign, your hate, jealousy, resentment, or obsession has spawned from not immediately getting what you want, from having to wait, being restricted from, having something taken away, or having to put in hard work and discipline to get, is what spawned your obsession, your hate, your jealousy, your resentment to what you don't like currently. So having to wait to express yourself, be the center of attention during this period of time is what has been affecting you, Virgo rising. When it comes to Libra, Libra rising, you have Pluto currently transiting your fourth house. That is hate, jealousy, resentment towards the family, the home. It is also a parent, could point to the nurturing parent, the female parent. These past couple of years, you have had hate or resentment towards um, your mother, your house situation, where you currently live, your level of comfort. your emotional state, obsessive emotion, obsessing over emotions, that points to you as well. When it comes to Scorpio, Scorpio, you have this in your third house, Scorpio, Sun and Rising. Capricorn in your third house with Pluto currently there, hate or resentment towards reports, towards writings, towards communications, towards ideas, towards the way someone has spoken to you. Hate, resentment, jealousy, being unable to speak, being restricted from being able to speak your mind, to communicate your ideas. This is where you've been facing and having trouble this time. When it comes to Sagittariuses, this is in your second house. You've had hate, jealousy, or resentment towards your financial situation, difficulties with your money, difficulties with your land, being able to eat, obsessing over your money, your riches, your status right now is what has been plaguing you these past couple of years with Pluto here. When it comes to Capricorn, you have Pluto in your first house. You are actively in a state of hate, jealousy, or resentment right now. People and situations that you are actively in at the moment are causing you hate, are causing you jealousy, are causing you resentment. You may feel like you are the only one right now putting in the work, effort, and discipline, and no one else is helping you. And that is causing the level of hate, resentment, and jealousy you have been having for these past couple of years. When it comes to Aquarius, this is in your 12th house. You have hate, jealousy, resentment when it comes to your beliefs. During this period of time, your ideal situation has not been met, therefore you resent people for it. What you believe to be the case of how the world and things should work have not been as it is. It has not been so. So you have developed a level of hate, jealousy, resentment, or you are now obsessed with making your beliefs a reality during this period of time because you have been restricted from it these past couple of years. Pisces, this is going to be in your 11th house. Having Capricorn in your 11th house means hate, jealousy, resentment towards friends, towards your network, even an obsession with technology during this period of time. Your friends, your situations that you call your comrades, your brothers, or the brotherhood you put yourself into has not been as available as you want them to be. You have felt restricted from them, and you have hate, jealousy, or resentment towards something that your friends did because they're not as available to you as they once was, or because they are no longer networking with you the way you think it should be. That is how it goes through the 12 signs with Pluto there, ruler of Scorpio. But now I'm going to be telling you what is going to be happening throughout this Scorpio season. What are the major transits? What signs are going to benefit this time? What signs are going to be facing difficulties this month? And what signs will be able to recover this month as well? When it comes to Scorpio season, it will be starting October 23rd. It will be 0 degrees Scorpio. And when Scorpio season starts, the sun will be conjunct Venus. Venus is the planet of money and wealth, and the sun is yourself, your life force, your personality. For anyone who is going to be a water sign, this means Cancers, Scorpios, Pisces. The sun is going to be either conjunct your sun AKA, if you are a Scorpio, the sun is going to be in your home sign. This is going to be your solar return / birthday. So happy birthday to all the Scorpios. But for your Cancers and your Pisces, the sun will be in a trine to your natal sun, and it will be also in a trine to Venus. So for all my water signs, starting during the beginning of Scorpio, this will be a time and period in your life where you will be making money. You will see an influx of money coming in from anywhere, depending on who you are. For Cancers, this is going to be your fifth house. You are going to be seeing an influx of money coming from a potential lover that you have. It is going to be money coming in from a natural talent or ability that you have. From expressing your ego, you can be receiving money this day. You can be going to a party or celebration. This is also Venus. And during this day and during this beginning period of time of Scorpio season, you could also be fortunate in any court proceedings you may have or things of that nature. You may even find a relationship during this period of time, especially for you, Cancer, since it's in your fifth house of love. This could be the period of time that you find a new partner, or if you are currently with a partner, this will be a good period of time for you. Pisces, this is going to be running through your ninth house. This means while you are traveling, you can make some money. If you go travel somewhere, you may be traveling to a family party, a family event. You may be traveling on a vacation and have a beautiful vacation, Venus, during this period of time, Pisces. And when it comes to that as well, you will find joy or happiness from making an influx of money while you are traveling or from school or at any place like that. And Scorpio, since this is in your home sign, I would recommend that you do go play the lottery, try to win a ticket. You will be going to parties, and you could also find a relationship during this period of time. This will be a good time for that. Your Venus placement natally will affect this as well, but generally, since it is going to be in the trine to all three water signs sun position, you will be actively aware of this energy in this period of time. After water signs would come the fire signs. Fire signs, Aries, being in Scorpio, this is going to be in your eighth house this month. This is going to be obsession. This is going to be an obsessed period of time for you. You will be doing hate, jealousy. You will be faced with hate, jealousy, resentment. You may be faced with obsession during this period of time with things regarding your partner's property. You may be obsessed with a sexual love interest that you have during this period of time. You may be obsessed with gaining more power in your field or your work during this period of time. When it comes to Leo, this is going to be your fourth house. You will be facing at this period of time during the beginning of this season obsession or gratitude with it comes to your family. This is going to be in your fourth house. You may be traveling with your family. You may be going through experiences. My camera has to focus. You'll be going through experiences with your mother. You may be going to the grocery store. You may be having a celebration at home. You may be throwing a birthday party for a female in your life. This is going to be happening during the beginning of the season. When it comes to Sagittarius, this is going to be in your 12th house. This is going to be a month where you are going to be big into your beliefs. With Venus there on the sun during the start of Scorpio, this is going to be a good day or good time for music for all my Sagittarius out there. You will be during this day and period be into music, big into your beliefs. You may find a relationship at a religious event. You may be going to a religious event, spiritual event for a celebration, Reiki, healing, meditation, whatever the case may be, with this being in your 12th house. When it comes to next air signs, Gemini, this is going to be in your sixth house. This is going to be in your sixth house. This is going to be a time for you to be working, Gemini. You are going to be in a period of time where you are now starting a new job. You may be writing a book. You may be working out more, working on your routine and health. This is going to define how you start mastering yourself, your technique as a specialist. If any time would be a time for you to work on a job application where you can profit or socialize, with a Venus being there as well, this would be a time for you, Gemini. When it comes to Libra, this is going to be in your second house. This is going to be a month, especially with Venus running through your second house, Libra. This is why I'm saying planetary placements matter as well. This would also be a good time, I say, for you to go to a party, or you will be experiencing um, a social event during this period of time. You could be making an influx of money from your business, from buying, selling, trading. You could be meeting a relationship partner at a store, grocery store, restaurant, any type of store. This would be a good time and period for you during this period with Venus currently in your second house. When it comes to Aquarius, when it comes to Aquarius, Scorpio is going to be in your 10th house. With Scorpio in your 10th house, this is going to be a hard time for you coming up this month. With Scorpio being in your 10th house, it means that you will have to be facing more challenges when it comes to your boss, your landlord. It may be a disciplining parent if you still live with your parents during this period of time. This is going to be a time that is going to really focus on you really being self-sufficient in yourself. You will be able to become more responsible during this period of time, build up your foundation in defining who you are as a person. When life goes through Capricorn, when you have your energies in the sign of Capricorn, this is the time to refine yourself as a person, because pressure will be hitting you from all areas of your life during this period of time. And with Venus there as well, Venus being in your 10th house, that would mean that it might be difficulties with money during this period of time, during this month. You may be short on money for some reason. You may be having difficulties with your relationship during this period of time. You may also be, since you are Aquarius, usually about knowledge in friendship and networking, you may have a difficulty with your friends and networking during this period of time because of money restraints or because of relationship restraints. Now, we have done water, we have done earth, we have done water, fire. I think we've also done air. I think finally we have to do earth with earth signs. Taurus. And if I have done earth signs already, this is just going to be a quick run through again. Taurus, this is going to be in your relationship house. Scorpio is your 7th house, which is your relationship house. And Venus is going to be there at the start of Scorpio, which means during this period in time, you could find a partner. You could be finding a partner. You will be going to more social events during this period in time. You will be at parties or celebrations. You could win a sum of money. If you have a partner already, Tauruses, Taurus Sun and Taurus Rising, this would be the time you would tell them to play the lottery. This would be the time you tell them to go out and play the lottery, go look for a party or event you both can go out with. This would be the time you would tell them to plan the relationship. Venus is going to be in your partner's house, therefore your partner will have a good time when it comes to these things. Not necessarily you. Your chart will indicate them having a good time, but it has to be them who does the action. When it comes to Virgo, this is going to be in your 6th. This is going to be in your 2nd house, Virgo. Venus in your 2nd house is also going to point to situations regarding money as well. This is going to regard you also having a good time in regards to relationships. This would be in time to trading, selling, buying. If you are doing stock market in your work, if you are working with money and finances, this will be how it is for you during this period of time. You could also be in an influx of money with Virgo being with Scorpio being your second house. This is also a time for social meetings. You may make new friends during this period of time as well. Finally, Capricorn. Capricorn, your when it comes to Scorpio, that is your 11th house. Your 11th house being Scorpio, that is your house of friends. That is your house of networking. That is your house of knowledge. That is your house regarding technology, regarding science. This is going to be a period of time, especially at the beginning, with Venus conjunct the Sun at exactly 0 degrees on October 23rd, but there should be in conjunct for majority of this month, or majority of Scorpio season, better said. This is going to be a time for you to build new relationships with friends. Or if you have relationships that fell apart with friends, this would be the time for you where you may go to a party and see friends that you haven't seen in a while. You may be socializing with friends that you currently have at this moment in time. And when it comes to um, money, if you do have a close friend or someone that you're networking with, I would tell them to try to play the lottery or ticket or things of that nature during this period of time. Or you may even start a new romantic relationship with a partner during now. This will be the case for the beginning. The Sun will stay conjunct Venus in Scorpio until until what part? They will stay within a 2 to 3 degree conjunction until November, the early part of November. The early part of November. And as Scorpio season starts to go through, as soon as the sun is around 21 degrees, which is about 23 days into Scorpio season, they will no longer be in an exact conjunction. They're going to start to separate apart, but Mercury will be there as well. So anything I said about your sign that you heard earlier, you can now apply Mercury to it going towards the latter half of Scorpio season, which will be about mid-November. Mercury is your work, your job, your health situation, things of that nature. So during that period of time, Mercury is going to be conjunct your sun. So you will be facing more periods of time where you will be writing, you will be reading if you are, you will be working or be more conscious of your health because of whatever house or placement Scorpio and the sun will be to your sign during that period. And starting November 16th, the sun will be 24 degrees and Venus will no longer be in Scorpio. So if you have Venus in a later degree and it's not at the earlier degree, if you do not see Venus in the sun give indication to what I'm telling you around around October 23rd, you will see what I had said happen to you, any of those events before November 16, because during November 16, Venus will no longer be in Scorpio, it will be in Sagittarius now. And any other transits. We are currently about to go through a lunar eclipse, which will last 6 months as well. I could make another video on lunar eclipse and what that would mean. But for right now, I'm just covering Scorpio season. Throughout all of Scorpio season, which will end November 22nd, you will have Jupiter conjunct Neptune. Jupiter is doing retrograde back into Pisces. Jupiter in Pisces will mean big, vast beliefs, traveling for religious events. It will mean education on spirituality, education on religion, education in healing. If you are somebody who's trying to get a job in or get a career in healing or meditation or things of that nature during this period of time, during this month of Scorpio, you will be more educated. You will be able to start learning when it comes to these things. What other transits do I see during this period of time? During this period of time, before Scorpio season's end, the North Node is going to be conjunct Uranus. Uranus is your uniqueness, your individuality. And with the North Node conjunct Uranus, you will be more subject to being unique when it comes to expressing yourself. You will be put into more situations throughout this entire month where your life path, the things you will find on your path, will require you to be more knowledgeable, to be more unique in your approach. You do not necessarily have to force these things. You will come to see that the life that you are currently experiencing during these transits will play out this way. Now, those are the main major transits do I see. They are, and those are the main transits that I see. This has been a general reading for all the signs. I am currently doing readings. I am currently doing readings. I will leave my Instagram in the chat. I will leave my Facebook in the chat. If you would like to contact me to get a personalized reading on anything at this point, anything regarding how Venus could affect you during this period of time, regarding relationships, your money status, how your career situation might look, that is going to be Saturn, Capricorn. Your job situation at home would be the moon. How to express yourself personally, when to take action during this next month, and what things I see are going your direction or why things are not going your direction this time. You can now get a personal reading from me. I'm going to leave, and while I'm giving out the info, my Instagram is Desir, DESIR.Chris, and that should be my Facebook as well. And if not there, you can see I will see if I have another Facebook that I usually use, but nope, it should be the same. Chris Desir. Desir.Chris is Instagram, and Chris Desir is going to be my Facebook. You can message me anytime. Just message the word reading. You should find my personal number on my Instagram page for readings. And if you DM me on Facebook, we can set up a date and time where I will give you a reading that you will want. This has been Chris Desir, 100 Agency. I will catch y'all in the next video.